Alright. Gonna do a quick video as I said I was going to do. Going to talk about well, not really gonna talk about the entire life and times of one Danny O'Neil. I was a fan of his work. Politically, we were very, very different. However, I can appreciate his talent as a writer. There were some points he went overboard, but I wouldn't call him a social justice warrior because he would actually present both sides of the argument and not just go, well, right, bad. By right, I mean R-I-H-T, not W-R-I-T-E. But I'm not here to talk politics today. I know, shocking. I'm talking about Danny O'Neil, and I'm not talking about politics. Go figure. Is that the first one? Yes. And I stopped doing the music a while back. It just became too much of a pain in the ass and didn't really bring up viewership, so. And since I'm talking about Danny O'Neil, that's why I'm wearing the Harley Quinn outfit. Going through his run on Power Man and Iron Fist. No, really. It started with issue... Oh, good, the issue's not here. Issue number. The Fury Below. I'm not sure why the hell it's called that, because it has nothing to do with that. Let me see. Aha! 85. So, from issue 85 of Power Man and Iron Fist to about issue 89, when Kurt Busiek showed up to write. Sorry, not a Busiek fan. Having encountered him online, he's kind of an asshole. However, I was a big fan of O'Neil's work. He was very good at his job. And this essential goes from 76 to 100. But we're not going to cover. I'm not going to go through all that. This is just about the Danny O'Neil run. Fury Below is kind of a decent enough issue, where they're basically going to have to drive a truck and fight the Mole Men of all people. It's a unique story. The artwork is, well, yeah, that's Power Man. Yes, do not adjust your sets. Power Man used to wear that. I don't know why. This was what they thought was cool for Power Man to wear. Yep, that's Luke Cage, folks. I don't know why. At any rate, they have a decent fight with the Mole Man. They're able to defeat him and get everything going. Well, most of the fighting is done by Danny Rand, a.k.a. Iron Fist. Anyway. And it's a decent enough story. At first I thought, oh. Danny's going to have one of his problems again. And by that I mean Danny O'Neil. Because Danny O'Neil is a great writer when he writes the stories he likes. But there are some stories where his run on Superman didn't quite work for me. However, his Batman run is still legendary. But after he gets his footing, he becomes very good on this Power Man and Iron Fist. Like, he comes up with the villain Goldeneye. And before you think he stole that from the James Bond franchise, all of this was in the 80s. See, this is the original Power Man and Iron Fist run. Yeah, as you can tell from the god-awful outfits they're wearing. Well, Danny still wears that god-awful thing, but yeah. Luke wore that in public. No, seriously. I wish I had original copyright somewhere so I could tell you exactly what years these came out. Well, to give you a clue, the first issue has this. So we're talking early 80s because it's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on NBC, and they're advertising it here to let you know of the show. So it's, yeah. it's one of those older stories. So yes, this all happened way before GoldenEye, the movie, happened. Pierce Brosnan was still on Remington Steele at that point. GoldenEye starts in the right direction. It's a decent enough thing. Whether... And this time, it's Luke who decides to take the job, and Iron Fist really doesn't want to. The opposite of what happens the next time, they end up with a spoiled... Or was that previously? Because there's 2 times where they end up with a spoiled brat musician. And that one, they find out that it wasn't actually the musician, the singer. Someone else took their place of their son when he died in an accident. But this time, this guy is just out of his gourd. He's on drugs and everything. I think this was around the time of O'Neill's recovery. I know he's already recovered at this point, because there's a later story that we'll get into that. But it's a decent enough story. We have people acting like fools. At one point, they got Power Man has to stop this crazy dude from shooting at the singer because his girlfriend left him. But the main focus is the GoldenEye character, who's wearing a tuxedo for some reason. Again, though, I'm pretty sure all of this happened before James Bond had the GoldenEye thing. Unless there's something within the writing of the original books, I don't know. This is root beer, in case you're wondering. Since I'm celebrating Danny O'Neill's... the videos about Danny O'Neill and his work in comics, so his run, the specific run that he did, he's very good at capturing the characters, too. Everything here, you wouldn't know any difference. His Power Man fits how Power Man was written at the time. Good or bad is not really how I'm going to decipher this. It fit how Power Man was always written. If you read him in the 80s, you know what Power Man talks like. However, that's not O'Neill's fault. Power Man was written like that, and Danny is like he is in there. The dialogue fits who they are as characters. They have a different thing where they actually use thermite to separate the trains. And they have it work where it dissolves. It's not an explosion or anything. It just kind of dissolves what they're on. So O'Neill did that well enough. And it's a decent enough kind of... I would say it's a spy thriller. At one point, the singer goes crazy and grabs a gun and starts shooting at him, and Power Man needs to put him over his knee and spank him, and the singer just says, hey, he was a bad, and he deserved it. They just throw him No, I don't think it's anything sexual. I think he's just acting like a child at that point. The singer's acting like a child. It's not anything else. Don't think Danny O'Neill was going to get anything there. It's a good enough story, but it's not a